Greetings, everyone. I hope you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. This is Tiffany Martinez. If you're tuning in to my live today, I would appreciate it that you kindly share the live wherever you, whatever platform you have. It doesn't matter, you know which one. Um, I decided to make this live video because if you know me on a personal level, then you know that I have quite a few health issues that have me in pain management. And I've been in pain management for greater than 5 years, greater than well over 5 years. Um, 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 if you know anyone that is in pain management, then you know that they're struggling with the pain. They're struggling with the pain and trying to find a level of comfort, you know. And the reason for this video, I never wait for anybody to join my live, because if I waited on others to do things for me or join me, then I would definitely be waiting for nothing. However, like I said, if you're seeing this live towards the end or you catch it on the replay, I would greatly appreciate it that you share the video to get more awareness out there for others who are in pain management. The title is No Form of a Bait Click. There's not enough room in the title to mention everything that I'm currently dealing with. Um, the pain management that I'm currently with here in in California, I have filed countless of grievances with my healthcare provider. Um, and they always reply with the same response. It's like almost like they're in cahoots together. They always reply, basically, nothing was done, or no rules were broken, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there is a problem, and there are things that are going on that's just unacceptable. Um, like I said, I haven't listed everything that I currently go through as in suffering, because I don't want to disclose everything online. But most people know that I've had 6 surgeries and 6 back-to-back surgeries in a short period of time, um, in a very short period of time. Um, I was diagnosed with endometriosis very late in life, like in my 40s, even though um, I have been suffering since the age of 12, like literally 12, and I'm 47 in the present. And I think I was like 39, about to turn 40, when I was finally diagnosed, or rather, finally found a physician, or actually a surgeon, who was willing to listen to me. And um, and I was also diagnosed with adenomyosis. The only reason why I'm starting with those two is because if you know anything about endometriosis or adenomyosis, once the damage is done, it's done. Like, it doesn't really matter how many surgeries you have. It's almost like it's conformed to um, basically the inside, like is conformed to my body. Like, we are like like, how like Spider-Man, he puts on his costume willingly, and then you have Venom, who sort of doesn't put it on willingly. That's what I mean. Like, it's conformed. Doesn't matter how many times they They take down the scar tissue, and the adhesions is just a part of me. So that's because I believe that it was diagnosed and treated too late in life. So, and although I've already had um, a hysterectomy and an oophorectomy, I still have residual or phantom pain. So there's that. And if you know anything about those two things, the adenomyosis, that one, the hysterectomy did fix because the uterus was removed. Okay, so there's no more pain in the stomach type thing or pertaining to that pain. But the endo, that has spread to parts of my bodies that shouldn't have spread. Okay, so moving on to the fibromyalgia, there is no cure for fibromyalgia, no matter how much anybody says, what they say. I mean, there's no cure for that. There's no cure for endometriosis either. But some people find that it's more manageable for them, but everybody's different. So I don't want to dwell too much on that. But um, so we have uh, we have phantom pain, we have fibromyalgia, um, we have I was diagnosed with intractable pain. I was diagnosed with that through the surgeon who did the 6 surgeries for me. Um, what else? I was diagnosed with chronic pain. Um, the migraines are coming back again. Um, and then initially I was diagnosed with um, spinal stenosis, but per my last um, MRI, it's now severe spinal stenosis. So, um, and then of course there's arthritis involved, but um, the severe spinal stenosis, if you know anything about spinal stenosis in general, um, it's not just, oh, my back went out. No, when it reaches the severe, you start to have more problems than you ever imagined you would. So there's that. Like you can do your own research, or maybe you know someone who's suffering from it. It's debilitating. And then the autoimmune disorders, that literally almost sucks me down to, like, when your battery starts to beep on your phone and you're at 15%, and then you just keep waiting to plug it in, then you're at 10, you're at 5, and then you finally plug it in. That's me. Like, I finally lay down and I literally try to recharge my soul. So, but then I have lumbar scoliosis. So, between the lumbar scoliosis and the severe spinal cord um, stenosis, I'm in really, really, really bad shape. And just the intractable pain alone, it can be fatal. And that's facts. I don't have to make anything up. Everything I've ever gone through um, in regards to what I just mentioned has been documented. Um, and I'm at the level of severe spinal cord stenosis, where how like a woman wears high heels, or they pose with their knee bent up, like most, well, not most, but some women do. Okay, that's how my right um leg is. That's how my right foot is. It's almost like it looks like I am wearing a high heel of sorts, but there's nothing under there. It's just my foot, the where my toes are, they are bent up. So it's getting worse. It's getting progressively worse. So um, I hope I'm not missing anything other than the things that I don't want to discuss on this live. And I think I tagged Palm Springs in this post because I am looking for a medical malpractice attorney at this moment, and it's not about the money. It'll be about the money for the attorney, but it won't be about the money for me. And actually, I'm not even looking for an attorney that's going to make it about the money and make it more or less about my well-being and advocate for Tiffany as well as all the Tiffany's that are out there just suffering. Okay, next. Last month was June, and I had an appointment. I had a telemed appointment. Um, Let me just go back a couple months. It was either February or March of 2023, where myself, the local office in Orange County, which is where the corporate office is, we all agreed that I would be going to two in person appointments. Basically, every 6 months, I would go see um, the doctor. And I'm putting up air quotes because they're not actually doctors, they're nurses, they're nurse practitioners. And that's like, it's not meant to be shade, but there's not enough medical doctors or specialists in this field, just like there's not a single endometriosis doctor here in the valley. There isn't. The closest would probably be Loma Linda or somewhere in LA. Anyways, so I went to that. That's we all agree with this. It's a verbal agreement, and I don't like liars. They haven't lied yet, but I'm just saying I don't like liars. Um, so like I said, it was either February or March that I was in there in the office in person, to do labs and things like that. So last month was June, and I think the appointment was like on the 28th of June, towards the end of the month. So the last words that the nurse practitioner said, and I didn't take it as she personally would be calling me back, but I took it as the office would be calling me back because they did not give me an appointment date like for the telemed appointment. So they didn't do that, but they decided to not do nothing. They didn't call me, and I'm pretty patient. So I let 3 weeks of the month of July go by, and then I started calling last Monday. I don't remember what the actual date is, but if you're seeing this in real time and you know that it's July 2023, then you can just go back 1 week from today, um, literally from today. Um, and I started calling them. And one, they wasn't even answering the phone. Number two, I gave up on trying to call the local office, and I tried to call another local office because there's two in the valley basically. Um, so I gave up on that because time is of the essence, and so I called corporate office, which I just referred to them as upper management, and I let them know what was going on, and they did say that, excuse me, that they were going to reach out to um, the pain management facility, and she says if you don't hear back from if you don't hear back from your local office by noontime, then give me a call back. I said, okay, no problem. So I call them a little after noon, returning the lady's call basically. And she says, they didn't call you back? And I said, no, but you told me to call you back should they not call me, And she was like, wow. So I just started to ask her to start to take down these notes because I know she's only the middle person. She's not she doesn't make any decisions. But, ask her to take down the information for me, and so she can relay it to the ones that do make decisions in this company. And I also requested for the second time, not the second time during this call, but just second time in general, because I asked to speak to basically, the gentleman's name that's on the building, like it's his program. I wanted to speak with him, and they just mentioned that he was out of the country at the moment. I guess he went back to his home country for whatever reason. I don't know, don't care. But I asked to speak to him. I never did get a return phone call back in either February or March, because they said that we made an agreement that I would go there every 6 months. So fast forward back to the present, which was last week. I asked for him to return my call again, and no one has returned my call, as in regarding to that gentleman, because I've met him in person. Um, when I used to go in person, this was prior to the pandemic, basically, and no one called me back, and this is Monday. I don't have my scripts. Basically, this whole live is regarding they are holding my scripts. They're holding them hostage, basically. And for someone like me, you don't anybody that's in pain management or anyone that's suffering, no one should do that to anyone, not a human being nor even an animal. You shouldn't let a person suffer. Um, I'm on various types of um, narcotics that are prescribed to me, like a Butran patch, morphine, extended release, the generic version of Lyrica, um, and then I have a generic version of Norco. I have that. So, on those, all but one, I depend upon daily, like literally daily. And the other one, that's the generic version of Norco, that one I use as a rescue medication, meaning when my body is in a crisis, meaning like I can't take it any longer. It's just so bad. It's like you can't sit down because the pain is that bad. You can't lay down because the pain is that bad. Like, so I only use that as a rescue type medication. So although they give me a 30 count, I usually try to break it in half, because it is just it's a day stealer, basically. It will steal your entire day, if you let it. That's why I don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't like taking it every day, and also I don't like taking it every day, because I don't want what I define as a rescue medication to build up her tolerance. Meaning, now I went from taking a half, like in the rising, and then a half at bedtime, um, to now I gotta take three, which is the maximum, and now I'm just like I can't take you. That's how people accidentally overdose, because they've taken their medication and they feel like it's not working. It is working, but you just don't know it's working. So I'm fearful that because they have basically denied my medications, that I'm gonna be on whatever the generic Norco. Um, I don't want to build up a tolerance, that I gotta take more. Like I said, that's how people accidentally overdose. And that's also how people initially get hooked on pain meds. I'm not hooked on pain meds. It's just this is what I use to numb the pain. Like, I'm very responsible with my medications, very responsible. And it's starting to frustrate me, because this isn't the first time they've tried this game. It is not the first time. And I don't want to necessarily bring in, the words of the government, but it's like you can't play games with people's lives. You just can't. You shouldn't play games with anyone's life. Meaning, don't put me in the pool of with everybody else. Like, for instance, they said, well, well, everyone's coming into the office now. Everyone's coming in. And, well, I'm not everyone. I physically can't get out of my bed most days. But you want me to go do something that my body, it ain't gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. And um, severe spinal stenosis, if you would take the time to look it up, it causes incontinence. And if you don't know what that means, it basically means that you lose control over your bladder. And I'm not going to be sitting in urine just because they have a quota to meet or they have an agenda to meet. I'm just not going to do it. Not now, not ever. And I'm worried. I'm worried because this isn't right. That's why I consider it's a form of medical malpractice for the fact that they are causing additional pain to the situation by withholding my medications. And they don't have to do this. I'm not a cookie cutter. I don't fall into the category of someone. And I'm not, and when I say this, I say it with the utmost respect. I'm not picking on anyone because I have migraines too. But migraines are different from when your whole body feels like it's on fire and nothing is helping. I literally sleep with an electric blanket all year long. I live in South Cali. Like, right now we're in the summertime, just like anybody that's in the US. But it's hot as hell outside. So I'm inside just basically in underneath the covers because my body is hurting that much. It's hurting that much. But the overall heat, sometimes it helps, and that's a more non-invasive way to try to get control over the pain. I didn't want to bring my husband into this, but if you've seen any of my previous videos, my husband, he transitioned, Henry transitioned on November 30th, 2021. So it's not like I could say, hey, boo, do you think you could just take me to my appointment this time, so I don't have to uh, basically fall asleep at the wheel or just accidentally have a car accident because of, my pain is getting that worse, or I may lose control of the car. I don't have that luxury anymore. I just don't. And not enough people understand that. Like, they just don't understand. And I don't know about you, but if you loved getting in Ubers and stuff, that's up to you. But Tiffany is not getting in the car with somebody that she does not know. And I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna just not gonna fit their fit their quota just because they want people to submit. So something else has to happen. Something else needs to happen. And but regardless, forcing people to do what their body doesn't allow them to do is inhumane. Well, the part that's inhumane is, uh, withholding their medications, you know, withholding them, and then forcing them to suffer. Like, my body is in a crisis several times a month, but I've been without pain meds. It'll be a week, I think, on Wednesday. And all they had to do was pick up the phone and do a telemed appointment. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. But instead, they basically just said, well, if she wants these drugs, then, then she'll do what we say. Like, like I said, prior to the pandemic, I was able to still get around, better than now, you know? And no, I don't hop in my car anytime I want. Like, them days are, from before. Them days are over. Um, I will be lucky if I go out once a month, like for instance, to get my curbside pickup from like the grocery store or whatever. I don't even do that anymore. I've had to sign up for two different delivery programs so they can, well, they're not programs, but I had to sign up for two so I could have at least, I want to say, everything delivered to the house because I wanted to do the Walmart one, but it is so frustrating because I went from being as independent as I possibly could. Like, I like to go into certain stores, like thrift stores, things just for fun. And I don't get to do that anymore. But, you know, so I initially signed up for the Walmart, uh, I think it's Walmart Plus. And I was so excited because I was like, okay, cool. Because I don't like asking anybody for help. I don't. So, but when I signed up, they don't deliver, refrigerated stuff. They don't. So I canceled the membership the same day that I signed up. So I ended up giving. I went through like Instacart, and Instacart is very expensive. Like it's more expensive even with the membership. There are basically a lot of hidden fees. So I ended up signing up with Target because they will deliver the refrigerated stuff, and which is really nice. And they'll deliver the bottled water for me, and, which is really nice. And they put it in my garage and all that stuff. Uh, and then I end up having to sign up for Amazon Prime, and I never wanted to sign up with them, but the less that I have to even think about asking anyone for help, the better. So, so I have to pay what, like $200 annually. I know that's not a lot of money to most people, but for me, you know, it's a lot because I went from being able to do a lot of stuff for myself to almost not being able to do hardly anything, and you know because of the nerve damage and the weakness that's like in my hands, things will, like, my hand will just open up by itself and it'll just drop. It'll just drop. So like I said, I'm very appreciative of those things, but it's only going to get worse without the medications. Without the medications, it's only going to get worse. And the reason why I brought up the government is because a lot of these mandates, by saying, okay, everybody can, go back in, the pandemic is over. No, it's not. And then because I have a weakened immune system, they expect me to go out there and sit in a lobby with other people. You know, I can't just sit there with a mask on. I won't be able to breathe because of the breathing issues that I a medical malpractice attorney that to represent Tiffany and able to advocate for Tiffany because something needs to change. Um, I've already contacted two, well, technically three attorneys today, and I'm just waiting for a phone call back. But I'm not going to stop because what they're doing is wrong. They get paid either way, whether if I go in person or if I don't go in person. And you can't really You can't renege on a deal or a contract, even though it was a verbal contract, just because you want everybody to come into, you know, into the office. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. And yes, I'm already aware that I have the right to go to the emergency room, just like I have the right to go to urgent care. However, again, I don't want to um, stress my body out any more than it's already stressed out. Number one. Number two, I can't force myself. It's like a pretzel, not the straight ones, the twisted ones. That's how my body feels. But yet you want it to do more than what it's supposed to do. For instance, you want that twisted, braided pretzel to all of a sudden become long and like a stick, basically. I can't do more than what my body lets me do. When I think about all the people, I don't know them personally. I don't know them personally. I don't. But the people who decided enough is enough and they don't want any more help, they don't want any more hoops to jump through, they don't want anything, they just want peace. And they take their lives. They literally kill themselves because they're tired of suffering. They're tired of jumping through hoops. Like, it shouldn't come to that. It shouldn't have to come to that. So, again, this is Tiffany Martinez. Um, if you're seeing this live on the replay, just kindly share and put hashtag um, pain management, hashtag medical malpractice gratitude.